Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be reading books based on their covers with a twist. We are going to be reading books with ugly covers because if I'm being honest with you, I do judge a book based on its cover, okay? And I feel like we all do. The three books that I'm going to read, I probably wouldn't pick up if it wasn't for this video because the covers are pretty ugly. We will see if you can judge a book by its cover, or maybe you should be a little more lenient on that. Without further ado, let's just get on the video. Okay, so the book we are starting with is actually one that I picked up in my last video. We are going to be reading Why Would I Lie by Addie Rule. I don't know, something about this cover is just ugly. I can't put it to words. I think I don't like how it's so uneven, and I don't like how this is slanted. With this, it just doesn't look good and it doesn't look cohesive. So we're gonna read this book and not judge it based on its cover. I am now officially halfway through this book. There was a part just a few chapters ago that was so crazy. I was like, I had to stop the book for just a second. I hope the main character isn't just going crazy, right? This is a psychological thriller, apparently. I don't know if it's really going to give the psychological thriller that I want it to give just because it's about a fraud in high school. You know what I mean? I feel like that's less of a high stake than I was probably hoping. At the same time, it still has pretty high stakes in the sense that if this guy isn't revealed as a fraud, then this character might not be able to get into the school that she wants. So in that aspect, that could be something kind of high stakes. A little bit. It's obviously not someone being chased to death by someone, you know what I mean? So it's not high stakes in that aspect. But when it comes to real world problems, that could be high stakes because she only applied to one college. So it'd be really bad if she didn't get in. Anywho, we're gonna continue reading. I'm done with the book. Towards the end, I had to read every page immediately, 1 second per page kind of deal. It was crazy, and the person didn't get what they deserved until the very, very end, and so I was like, oh my gosh, they better get what they deserve. I'm going to rate this book 3.5 stars. I really did enjoy the story, but it felt very cliched. That could just be because it is a Scholastic book, and Scholastic, no offense to them, but you know, they are more childish, and those books tend to follow the tropes a little bit more. Obviously, that's not just the publisher. I mean, also Book Talk books are like that. I feel like I could tell what was happening at every step, but I still really enjoyed it. I was on the edge of my seat. I was really, really hoping that what I thought would happen, and it did. So it was good. It was a good little quick read. It was 326 pages, so yeah. We are on to book number 2. The last 2 books, I actually didn't look at the back, which is what I was supposed to do for this video, but it's fine, okay? I did not need to get 3 books if I already had one that was ugly, okay? So it's fine. This one is called, actually, I'm not gonna pronounce it because I'm gonna butcher it so bad. So we're not gonna do that, but I will show you it. Let's just read the synopsis because it's really short. A highly charged, tightly written tale of intersecting lives by the master of Middle Eastern fiction. Ooh, it's different. Miramar provides an engaging and powerful story as well as a vivid portrait of life in Egypt in the late 1960s. In the pension Miramar, a young girl hired to do chores for the residents provokes jealousies and conflicts that inevitably lead to violence and tragedy. You can't look at this cover and tell me it doesn't look like a teacher photocopied. I don't even know. I don't even know how to describe the style. The back is also ugly. I can't describe why this one is ugly, but I just know it is, okay? And I'm hoping that this book will still be good because it's the winner of the Nobel Prize of Literature. That is a tall order for a book to fill. Let's get to reading and see if the cover reflects or doesn't reflect what's in the book. I've read 2 chapters so far, and from those it felt like we were kind of following just the same timeline, and you can kind of see you can see crossovers between the 2 chapters of the events happening. It did seem that the second chapter had a little bit more after it, so I don't know if we're going to be adding to it, or I don't know. So we're going to continue reading, and I will tell you my final thoughts when we finish. I finished the book. As I've said previously, each chapter was a different character, which definitely gave the vibe of untrustworthy narrator. Each chapter they kind of told the same story, but from their perspective, and so you saw different sides of how they thought through the events. I feel like there could have been about 20 pages more just to seal the ending and make it not so quick. I'm going to give it a 3.5. I did enjoy the book, but it wasn't anything special, and I was bored a few times in the book. Let's go on to the third and final book. I saved the worst book for last. I'm not saying worst in content, but worst in the cover. Even the back. I looked at this book and I was like, this would be the perfect book for this video because look at this cover. It's pretty ugly. It's pretty bad, if I'm being honest. If I saw this in a regular bookstore, I would run the other way. Let's just read the back real quick. Armed with a take no prisoners attitude, her camera, a magic 8-ball, and her only ally, her little sister, Alex fights a daily battle to decipher what is real and what is not. And after an extremely unfortunate incident, Alex is ready for a fresh start at a new school where no one recognizes her. Before she knows it, Alex is making friends, going to parties, falling in love. But her inability to separate her delusions from reality is always just under the surface, and it could have disastrous consequences for the people closest to her. I actually already started this book. Last night I decided I would get ahead for today, so I had a little bit less to read because this book is 400 and something pages. So I was like, you know what, I think it's okay if I read a little bit, just put me in the zone and finish this book by tomorrow. I took that a little too far. I read until 11 at night and I got halfway through the book. So far, I really have been enjoying it. It's definitely not a 5-star read, but it's still pretty fun. There was a twist and it surprised me, which doesn't happen that often, so that was kind of cool. We're gonna continue reading and we're probably going to read this in like an hour because it's so good. Dingleberry. I have exactly 90 pages left in the book, so I have about 1/4 left to go. A lot has happened and I'm digging it. I'm really excited to see how this story ends. I do wish there was another book after this one because I really want to know the perspective of the other character that's in here. I just feel like it's so interesting, but alas, it's okay. I think I can dig just the one story. It's going well. I'm genuinely surprised that the worst cover of this video has been turning out to be one of my favorites. Let's continue reading and I'll see you when I'm done with it. I'm done with the book. The last 90 pages were actually crazy, as you probably saw by the last clips. I was tossing and turning my head every 2 pages. I had to set the book down plenty of times because I was just in shock. I had whiplash from some of the events that happened. I'm going to rate this. I'm on the fence between 4.5 and 4.75. I wish there was another book for another character and just like continuing the story as to what happened after the events of this book. I know this came out in 2015, but I need her to write it right now. This was really good. I was really, really surprised that this would be my favorite book because the cover is really, really ugly, and I thought that a book that had this cover could never be good. But I was wrong. I stand corrected, and I'm going to try really hard in the future to not judge a book by its cover more often. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and hopefully this will tell you that you should not judge a book based on its cover. Pick up that ugly book, read the back, and see if you're interested in it, because you never know. As I found out myself, I was humbled. I really thought that these books wouldn't be that good. I was like, I think the most I'm going to give a book is 3 stars. As always, if you like this video, you should subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys!